Imagine a wife who suddenly spends every morning at the gym. She begins meticulously selecting her outfits and even swaps out the signature perfume she's worn for a decade. Or consider a husband who starts coming home with a quiet, observant step. Once he's through the door, he's suddenly cheerful, singing to himself while handing over a surprise bouquet of roses. On the surface, these look like the efforts of a partner revitalizing a long-term marriage. In reality, these are the predictable shifts that occur when someone has already checked out of the relationship. Most people focus their suspicion on phone logs and credit card statements. By hunting for physical evidence, they overlook the psychological distancing happening right in front of them. Men and women follow different biological paths when loyalty breaks. Their instincts drive them toward opposite patterns of behavior. Because we are conditioned to miss these changes in attitude, the partner who doesn't recognize the shift is often the last to realize the bond has been broken. This graph maps a woman's attachment shift. It starts with oxytocin, building an immediate emotional tether. Physical betrayal isn't instant. There is an extended incubation period where she builds a mental world away from her partner long before taking action. As she moves toward this new person, she uses her physical presence to attract them. This is why she invests so heavily in her appearance, the gym, the tan, the new scent, aiming to be noticed by the new focus of her attention. At home, she becomes a ghost. She drifts through the house in a distracted state, emotionally distant and living within her own thoughts rather than the shared reality of her marriage. Because her physical desire is tied to that emotional bond, she eventually stops all sexual intimacy with her partner. For a woman, the physical act is the final stage. By the time it happens, her mind has already left the family behind. Men operate on a different psychological frequency. They often possess the ability to separate physical encounters from their emotional life at home. When a man hides something, his arrival home is tentative. He creeps forward through the hallway, scanning to see if his wife suspects him. Once he realizes the coast is clear and no one is suspicious, his body language changes. He visibly relaxes, his tension evaporating in an instant. To hide the weight of his secret, he becomes an exaggerated version of a good husband. He sings, whistles, and brings home gifts to mask the reality of his actions. This sudden burst of domestic romance is usually the result of intense guilt, rather than a genuine desire to reconnect. Infidelity is rarely a sudden event. It grows in the gaps of a relationship that has already begun to wither. If a partner feels the need to analyze a new bottle of perfume, or question why their spouse is suddenly bringing home flowers, the core connection is already in trouble. The only real protection is the daily work of strengthening the emotional bond. When a couple is truly connected, the chemical rewards of the relationship remain internal, and there is no reason to seek them elsewhere. For those looking to rebuild that foundation, the Traisa Zero Guide is linked below. It provides a manual for creating the kind of intimacy that prevents these vulnerabilities from forming. Instead of watching for the signs that a partner has left, start the work of ensuring they never want to. Strengthen your connection today.